Hello everyone, welcome to Whatever Wednesday. Rose Ward, stampersdelight.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to get started, just waiting to see anybody logging on. Got a lot of things to tell you first, and then we'll get stamping, okay? So the first thing I want to mention is, and you may have already seen the Share the Sunshine that Stampin' Up! Is doing. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Diana. Hi, Winann. Hi, Steph. Hi, Geraldine. Okay, so this is the PDF that Stampin' Up! Is selling now for $12, and it goes to one of two charities that you get to choose. Bunch of different sayings, all fun ones. You're essential to me. What a year this week has been. And thank you for your service. And of course, the real funny ones like have another quarantini. So you can purchase this for $12. It's a PDF. You can use it as many times as you want. You download it on your computer. You put cardstock in your printer and print out as many as you want. Not to be shared. It's for you. Okay, and it is for charity. I'll show you a couple of things with that later. I'll go over that more later. Okay, because I do have quite a few things to show you and to explain. So the first thing I want to remind you is Friday is May 1st. That starts my Rare Blessings Sweet and Simple online monthly class. Now remember I said starting in May I will be doing an online class separate from the one Donna and I do. So for May I decided to use the Rare Blessings, which is going to be retired. So the way this is going to work, for $35 you will receive the stamp set and 4 projects. If you sign up, paid, and sign up by May 1st, you will get an extra 5th project. Okay, so there'll be more information in the description after the video, and it was also on Sunday's video. Okay, so that is my monthly Sweet and Simple stamping class. Okay. So now to what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so normally Donna and I do a big class each month. And you know there's 3 levels, level 1, level 2, and then level 3 is just the videos. She does one, I do one. If you're in the United States, you purchase it from me. In Australia, you purchase it from Donna. Okay, well, with so many things changing right now and the catalog, you know, the new one coming out, the old one going away, things are back ordered. What we decided to do for May, okay, so this is separate from the Rare Blessings, okay? What we decided to do for May was give you a free tutorial, which you're going to see me do the 4 cards tonight, and then Donna will do hers, same 4 cards, at another time. But when you place a $75 order with me starting May 1st, okay, you're going to get the card kits to make these same 4 projects. Okay? So what that means is we're going to be using Positive Thoughts, which is going to be in the new catalog. We already know that's not being retired. It wasn't on the retired list. And I did check with Stampin' Up, and it is okay to tell you that if you remember the coordination, product coordination, it had dies to go with it. And they will be in the new catalog. Checked it out with Stampin' Up, okay to let you know that. The reason I'm telling you, okay, is this is a free tutorial tonight. And then you will get everything you need to make these cards, duplicate these cards as far as the card kits. What does that mean? You'll need this stamp set to finish the projects. Any of the die cuts will already be cut out for you because I don't know whether you got that during product coordination or not. So we will cut out the die pieces, but they will not be stamped. We cannot send you stamped images. Okay? And you will need extra things to finish the projects, which I will explain, and I will put that in the description. So if you are watching me and I'm stamping and you're not sure and you have a question, maybe I didn't explain it very well. It is, you know, I've been on the go all day. Just drop a comment in there. If I don't get back to you during the live, I definitely will answer your comments, okay? Again, any $75 order with me, I don't know what Australia's is going to be, okay, because their money is different. Any $75 order through me will get you the 4 cards that I'm going to show you tonight, the card kits. And then you will have to get any extra things that are needed. So that might bring you up to the $75. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to get started. But one shout out I want to give to Eastside Nursing Home and Rehabilitation Center. This was from Tiffany. She sent me this lovely thank you card. I had sent the nursing home some cards to her to hand out to some of the residents there, you know, during this time of quarantine where they can't see their loved ones. So this was a gorgeous card, thank you card she sent me. Oh, good, Vicky, your friend got the card. Great, great. Thank you so much. Another shout out to my friend Jean Nauta, who dropped this off yesterday in the garage. We did garage pickup. Okay, she had to pick something up, and she left me not only this beautiful card, but some beautiful flowers. So thank you both for that. Okay, so grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. I'm going to flip the camera. And again, to order, you go to stampersdelight.com. This is my host code for April until tomorrow. And then it's the end of April. It'll be May 1st. Let's hope it gets better. Just real quick, I'm sorry. I did mention last night, I said I was sad and everybody wanted to make sure I was okay. Thank you for checking in. I'm fine. It's just that the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, I say got canceled for Maui in July, but it really didn't. They're so awesome. Stampin' Up! Is so awesome. Let me flip the camera back for a second. They're so awesome. What they did was they pushed it out till next year so that we could be safe. And I absolutely love this company. Thank you so much, Stampin' Up! From the bottom of my heart. It is better to be safe than sorry. So I'm still going on the incentive trip, thanks to all of you that helped get me there, but it won't be until next year. And it's all good. I'm good with that. I was a little sad, but I understand it. Okay? All right. So love that I'm doing so many videos. Thank you, Bunny. What else do we have to do, right? I would do one a day if I could. If I wasn't working, I would. Okay, so let me bring that set back in. Again, so there's the positive thoughts. Here was the die cuts the dies that went with it, rather. The dies, not the die cuts. Okay, so any of these cards that I'm going to be showing you, the pieces I've already cut out. Okay, hopefully you got those during product coordination. And maybe you don't, maybe you already have the stamp set and the dies. That'd be great. Just place your order and you'll get the cards. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do this one, I think. Doesn't really matter, but, and again, remember, everything I'm using, I will put in the description later, so if that you want to reorder it, you can. So this is the first card that I'm going to be showing, and let me just tell you right now, if I get cut off for any reason, because I know some people have been having Facebook live problems, I will jump back on, okay? This is the very first card that we are going to be making. I'll bring it up close so you can see the fine detail. Okay. And then there is the inside. This one is the one that I designed. Okay, so for this card, what you're going to need are these colors. And if you get the kit and you don't have these colors, you can improvise. Any color, you know, that coordinates. You'll get this, you'll get the gorgeous grape. You'll get the Highland heather. And this is tin tile, the tin tile embossing folder. Okay. And then you will get the purple posy, and then you'll get your white cardstock for inside, plus your cutout pieces. So I used garden green, gorgeous grape, Highland heather, and crushed curry. Okay? So those are the colors I used. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold your cardstock in half. And if you didn't do it with your paper trimmer, then just use your bone folder. Next piece I'm going to do is I am going to, so see, the tutorial's free. Okay, so you can actually do these at home if you want. But don't forget, you'd have to cut all this up. And I've already done it for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and layer that tin tile piece right on the front there. Yes, I am still working. I'm still working every day. I work from home. I normally work from home anyway, so yes, my job has not changed. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in this piece, and this is done with that beautiful die that is with the dies in that set. I'm going to bring in the hugs, prayers, and love. For this, I'm going to use the gorgeous grape. I'm going to stamp that down. So that shows up very nice. Put that aside for a minute. And then I'm going to bring in this piece, which is, these are all die pieces from the dies that, you know, match that. And let's just get this little guy out of there. I mean, I already lost my take a pick tool. No, I didn't. It's right there. Okay, so for this one, it's longer than what I really need it for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my silicone mat. And I'm just going to dab some. What is my occupation? I work for a healthcare, you know, well, I shouldn't say what company it is. I work for a healthcare organization. So I work from home taking phone calls, customer service for healthcare. So yes, it's very busy. So what it is it's a health benefit advocate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer that right up here. And you can see that I don't need the whole thing, but I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. Okay, just for a quick sec. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim the excess off. You could probably wrap it around there if you wanted to. But I'm going to trim it off. Then I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to put dimensionals in each corner. You like the colors? Yeah. Spring colors. It's coming. It's coming. It should be here soon. We've got so much rain. We should have a lot of good flowers soon. Okay. So I'm going to lay that right there in the middle. I'm going to bring in my pieces. Now remember, what you would get in the kit is all of these pieces, but without not being stamped. Okay? Can't stamp them for you. Now, this one I did the gorgeous grape, and this flower I did the Highland heather. Let's say you don't have both of those colors. You can use the gorgeous grape and then just stamp it off once and get the lighter color. Okay, so the next part of this would be taking and just figuring out where I want all my pieces. So I would do it like this. And they are with dimensionals. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the first one I always lay flat. I don't put that on dimensionals, even though I like the puffiness of it. It's like an anchor. Think of it as an anchor. Okay, so that's going to go right there. Then I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And I will tell you that on this project, some of these projects, I use both the large and the small. And you'll see why. The larger ones work fine for like the greenery, the branch. But then you get to these little small sections. And you really want to have some extra cushion there, okay, to hold it down. So this is where the smaller ones come in. And the smaller ones are great. You can use the larger ones and cut them in half, but why waste them? We have small ones for that reason. Sticking right to my fingers. So I hope everyone is keeping well, staying in, staying well. Okay. And we're just going to put that right there. The strip, this is the gold, this is the silver glitter paper, or this is silver glitter. It's a glitter paper. Okay, so we're going to add that there. Then we're going to get some more. Now again, I'm going to anchor this one down. Okay, and then this one will be propped up, the lighter one. You could do it either way, and I just lost my dimensionals. Let me grab those. And this one I would take 2 dimensionals here. I'm just going to layer that, put that right, cover up the little stems here. And then I have my feather. This one I could probably put 2 larger ones on. And we're just going to grab that one. Put that right under here. All right, and then of course I have my cute little butterfly. That's the crushed curry. And again, I will put card number 1, card number 2. I'll tell you what colors I used, okay? I will do that afterwards. I'm going to put that right up there. Then I'm going to bring in some pearls. It's okay. Sometimes it does look like something different. Thought it was foil. You could do it with foil if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my pearls, and I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one here. And then I'm going to put one in each middle of each flower. I'm not going to color them in. You could with blends. You know you can do that, but I kind of like the white color. And then, of course, and this you could do beforehand too, but I'm going to now put some Winkostella. Now, one thing I want to mention with the Winkostella, purple does run, so be careful with it. But what you will also notice when you do your Winkostella on the purples, it makes the color so much more vibrant. And you can do it before you put it on the card. Sometimes I just forget. And the same thing with the green. You want to be careful because some of these colors will bleed a little bit, especially if it's a nice new Winkostella, because like this one is. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. And start with the lighter colors, then go to the dark, even though I didn't. That's usually what I do. Just forgot. And then I'll put some on the yellow. So again, if it's a new Winkostella, remember it's going to be very wet. It's going to be very loose. So that's when you want to really be careful. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in the inside. Now what you'll notice is the cards are all using just the stamp set, including all the stamps, the stamp sayings. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring in my gorgeous grape again. Hugs, prayers, and love, sending positive thoughts. What beautiful sayings these are right now, huh? And feel good wishes. And then I'm going to bring in my crushed curry. Remember, those are the colors that I said I was doing. And I'm just going to put one right there. And just to add a little more spice to it, we'll add a little. I'm not going to put the pearl there because I don't want it to mess up my card when you try to close it. But I am going to put a little Winkostella. Okay, might as well leave that open because I know I'll be using it again. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I think you're going to like all 4. I think you're going to love all 4 of them. I do. And put that right in there. Okay, so that's card number 1. Now, remember, the card kits will give you all the card pieces that you'll need and the die cuts. You'll have to stamp them. And you'll get the envelope, too. So you get one of each. So you will get 4 cards to make. That is card number 1. Okay, Susan, no problem. Now, before I get started with that, let's see. So the next one I'm going to grab. I have to clean off some of my stamps because we'll be reusing some of them in a different color. I'm going to bring in this card. And this card is one that Donna designed. Let me put everything over here. So Donna's card that she designed, of course I did this one, but she designed it. Okay, is with the Pretty Peacock and Sahara Sand. And this is the card number 2. Okay, so let's bring in the ink pads that I need. And I am going to be using, let's see, this I didn't use yet, so we're good there. This one I need to clean. There it is. And we tried to keep it similar, so of course the background or the embossing folder for this one is also the tin tile. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring in my Pretty Peacock. I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. And the first thing that I'm going to bring in is my tin tile Sahara Sand. And I just have to grab my sponge, which is probably buried here. Let's grab a sponge. There we go. And to get this effect here, if you can see it, okay, I'm going to be using crumb cake. So I'm going to dip this in the crumb cake, and I am just going to give it some color. My crumb cake might need to be re-inked, but less is more on this, okay? You want to start out light, okay? Because you see how it's coming out now? So you really want to start out light. You can put it down too. I like to hold it, but... And then you can always add more, depending on how you want it to, how dark you want it. Thank you, Linda. Okay, I'm not too worried about the center because that's going to be covered up. Okay. Let me grab this. All right, so that's going to layer right down on my card. And of course, you can use whatever glues you want. I'm using my snail. You can use the Tombow. You can even use tear tape. I got all these little things from the dimensionals flying all over the place. All right, so I'm going to layer that right there. Okay. Now the next piece I'm going to bring in is, and again, remember all these pieces will be listed. See this die right here? That's the one to the Positive Thoughts die. What I did was I layered our rectangular dies and made a cutout there, so it looks like a frame. But you'll get it like this. This is going to go a little sideways like that. Okay. So, and this is going to go right on top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down before I lose it. At least I'm honest, right? I know I lose everything. Okay. Oh, Glenda. Donna's your upline. Cool. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. Now this piece I'm going to bring in, and I am going to take this stamp here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Sahara Sand. Ink it up. And I'm going to stamp it once and then stamp it again. Okay. They're all going to be a little bit different when you do it, depending on how dark or light your pad is. Okay. So that's going to go right on top of here. But before I do that, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the tin tile embossing piece. I'm going to go ahead and put some ink on there. Okay. Oh, thank you. Just add some color to it. Then I'm going to bring in our big flower and the peacock. And right next to this, I'm just going to stamp a flower. not going to be the whole thing, but you see what it does. Okay. I'm going to use, where is it? I'm using linen thread also. Okay, so the next piece I'm going to bring in is this, which is already cut out for me. And again, with the dimensionals, I'm going to pop that up. I don't want the small ones. I want the large ones. Hi, Janice. Janice is the newest team member on my team. I hope you're having fun with all this, Janice. And I'd love to have the rest of you on my team. Okay, that one's too big, so I'm going to put that one back. I'm going to use a couple of the small ones. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to lay that right about here, right between the two that I stamped. All right, and then I'm going to bring in my feather, and I have another little cut out here, and this one. Okay, and again, I'm going to sponge my feather. Get a little more ink on that. Oh, yeah, Janice, I know it's exciting when you're waiting for your starter kit, isn't it? And you might have a couple other goodies coming in the mail from me. So you can look forward to that, too. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my dimensional again. This dimensional I can just grab right here. Only need one of them. I'm going to lay that right here. Then I'm going to take my twine, my linen thread rather, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that around twice, bring it up, cut the piece off, and then just tie it in a nice little bow here. Play around with the bow, get it the way I want it, and trim off my tails. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. There we go. And let me just, whoop, get that out of the way. Cut this off. Okay, so now we have that. Now I'm going to bring in one of my little butterflies here that's already cut out. I'm going to take some Tombow. I'm going to add some Tombow. I'm just going to dot it in very little different places. Okay. And I'm going to put it right here. Now, here's the trick. You want it in the middle, but you got to grab some of the feather here so it'll dry on there. Okay, so there's that. Now, while that's drying a few minutes, I'm going to bring in my piece for my saying. And I think this one I didn't sponge, but this one I'm going to. Okay, just to give it the same look, I'm going to bring in Friends Like You. And I have to make sure this is put on there right. Sometimes when I move them around, my stamps get moved. So I don't think that is. So I want to make sure that it's on the block crooked. So I want to make sure I get it on here pretty straight. Oh, good, it did. Okay. Then I'm going to bring that in here, and that's going to go right here. But before I do that, let me layer it onto this piece. And you can see that this one is, again, with dimensionals. Now here we're going to start using the dimensionals, the side pieces. You know how I love to use my side pieces. They are just so great, especially for sentiments like that. Perfect. And just put that right about there. You want a little bit of the peacock showing here and a little bit of that frame showing there. Off to the side like that. Then I'm going to bring in my sentiment. Oh my goodness, these things are really flying all over tonight. And I'm going to put that right here. If you notice, I should have pulled him down a little bit. It doesn't really matter though. This one's up a little bit higher. Still okay. We're good. Okay. I'm going to bring in more dimensionals because I've only got my strips left. Now remember, later tonight or tomorrow, it depends on if I can get to it tonight. I will definitely try. I'll put in the description everything I use so that you can use or reorder or order what you need to complete the projects. Okay, that's going right there. Then I'm going to bring in the rhinestones. Nature's Thoughts dies. Yes, thank you. Rhinestones. Why does this have pearls in my rhinestones? Look at that. I got pearls in my rhinestones. It's like chocolate on your peanut butter. Okay. So let's grab some rhinestones here. And I'm going to put one right here and that cute little butterfly. And I'm going to put one right there. And one right there. Whoop. He doesn't have any sticky on him. So we'll have to move him over here. Okay. And now for the inside. Again, using Sahara sand. Sending you positive thoughts with the butterfly. And we're going to use the peacock. And the butterfly. Now you could also put Winkostella on this card. This one does not have Winkostella on it, but you absolutely could. There we go. So there's our second card. Designed by Donna. We're going to do, let's see. Okay, we'll just keep it in that same kind of frame. I'll do the next one I designed. And then the last one will be from Donna. Okay. All right. So let me bring in these pieces. Lots of pieces here. Let me close up these first because I don't need that. Notice I'm hiding the card. I'm going to end up closing up all of these just in case. Let me just clean this off. I know, I'm teasing you. I'm not showing you yet. Oh, come on. Good things come to those who wait. Okay. Okay, are you ready to see it? Hopefully I got all my pieces here. I'm using Rococo Rose. Okay. So here's the card we're going to be doing. Now, this is the other one I designed. Just ignore my little mess up there because you'll see the good one. Here is the next card. Isn't it just, I love these colors. There's a lot of white, but the color just brings it right out. Okay, so for this one, there's all my pieces. You need to use your shimmer paint, embossing paste rather. Shimmer embossing paste. Okay, so I'm going to do that real quick. And for those who've never used it, I'm going to show you what you would do with this. Okay, and then I have a bowl of water back here. So one thing you want to know when you're using your embossing paste is after you're done, you want to put your stencil and your tools right in warm water. Okay? Oh, thank you, Kelly. Here's my shimmery white embossing paste, and hopefully I didn't grab the one that's old. And okay. And there's your palette, and you're just going to mush that all over. Heavy in some areas, lighter, thinner in others. This is all in the catalog. And then scrape off the excess and put it right back in your canister here. Make sure you close up the canister tight because it will dry up. I had one dry up. I will tell you, I put a little warm water in it and brought it back to life. Okay, that doesn't always work, so make sure you tighten it up. And then pull it off. And there is what you get. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, now let me put this in the water so that I don't ruin my stuff. I'm going to put this one aside because I already have one done. And the next thing I'm going to do is take this paper off because it's already got that paste on it. So we're going to get rid of that. I just threw it on the floor, believe it or not. I missed my waste can. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to bring in the Whisper White. Now this is the heavy, thick Whisper White. When I use it as a card base, I use the thick Whisper White. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take my piece that I've already done. Doesn't matter which pattern you have. Like this, there's no color here. There's a little bit here. Works perfect. It's a stencil. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and snail that right down. Flat onto the front of my card. I just love the white. I don't know. There's something about white. It looks nice and clean. And okay. I'm going to bring in this piece. Again, this is the die from the stamp, from the die, the Nature's Thoughts. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Friends Like You, which I didn't clean off. And for this card, I'm using Rococo Rose, Pretty Peacock, the Crushed Curry, and I'm going to bring in Blackberry Bliss. So I'll list the stamp sets. And again, we tried to use similar stamps, colors rather. So you didn't have to have like 10 different colors. You got like 6. Okay, I'm going to stamp this right here. That is in the Blackberry Bliss. This is actually going to go right on here. I want to make sure it's dry with my dimensionals. Now again, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to lay that down gently. I'm going to use my pieces here. This is when I love the pieces, okay? Because they fit ever so nice on these side pieces to hold it down. And again, they work well on the sentiments. Pull all that off. And that's going to layer right here. So I'm going to bring that up a little bit. That's going to go right on there. Okay. All right. So before I start layering the flowers on here, I'm going to take my other piece of white die that I did right there. That is going to go right here. Okay. So this gets a little tricky. All right, and for this one, I'm trying to think. I did use snail, but you could use the, I'm not sure. I didn't use Tombow. I'm not sure if it would work, but I used the snail. Seemed to work okay. Because remember, you got some little bumpies there. And I just like to make sure that I don't get all that glue. So I'm just dotting that. Getting the glue away from those holes. Some of the holes do. So what I do is I usually just get that glue off there. Okay, again, I use snail. Just make sure you don't have, because you don't want those holes with spiders of glue hanging out. Okay. Another little thing I found out was if you just go like this, it takes that extra glue off. I'm going to lay that right here. White on white. Leave that down. Now I'm going to bring in my die cut pieces. And there's quite a few of them. I have this white one here. I have this one. I have a pink one. What I'm not seeing is my yellow butterfly. He should be here somewhere. I'm missing my butterfly. Well, that's not good. Okay. Is he still in here? Okay, well, I don't know where my butterfly is. Okay, maybe he'll show up when I'm done. I have to improvise. Okay, that one. All these little pieces. Okay, so these are, I'm not using all these pieces. They're just, I cut some extras, and the one that I didn't cut, I don't have. Okay, that's all right. Let me just see if I lost it on the table. No. Okay, well, we are going to figure this out. Now, I know I cut them out. Give me 1 second. When all else fails, take 2 seconds and cut another one. Because you really have to see it. I mean, you really need the right one, right? All right. Oh, the embossing paste is great. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to pull out this because I do want to use the, you know what's going to happen when I'm done, I'll find it. I want to use the right die. Has to look the same. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. See? Okay, there's my yellow one. All right. Now let's get this started. So the first thing I want to do is lay my pieces out. So I'm going to put that one there, and underneath that one is going to go this little white one. And you may not be able to see it on camera, but it is there. So for this, I'm going to use my Tombow. Okay. And I am going to lay that flat. Now remember I said this was going to go right about here, so I'm going to lay that one down right about there. Okay. Now this one gets done with dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on here. Start with the smaller ones, I guess, because they're right by me. And then I'll grab my larger ones. And I'll do a smaller one over here. I know this is going to be a longer video tonight. I hope you don't mind. Okay. So this one I'm going to lay right here. Just so that white one tucks out a little bit. I'm going to bring in this little one, which you just have to poke up those little guys. Bend this a little bit so that those little pieces pull up, or use your take your pick tool and you can poke them so that these little flowers, see how they have a little dimension to them. So you're going to go ahead and do that. And once you get that all done, you're going to take another dimensional, of course. Put that right here. And put him right here. Take my, I don't want to do my butterfly yet. I want to do my embossed white feather. Lay that right about there. Take my pink Rococo rose. See, I got my fingers on that with the ink. Nobody will see it. Put that right there. Okay, and then I got these couple little white butterflies. I have extras here. Just take a little of the Tombow, dot that around. Put one right there, hanging off the edge. Another one over here. Hanging off the edge. Then I have this feather, and that's going to be, see, I use everything up. I stamped that on something wrong. Yours won't be like that, I promise. We have that there. And then, of course, the butterfly. Hi, Liz. You don't mind at all, Geraldine, that that it's going to be a longer video. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to put that one right there. So there's the front of my card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some rhinestones, of course. And I'm going to be using the Peacock rhinestones. But before I do that, I'm also just going to add a little Wink of Stella. So I'm going to start with my pink. It's pretty light. My Rococo rose, rather. Got my Sahara sand here. Yep, Sahara sand is this one. I'm going to do some on the butterfly. And then grab some and put some on this one. Just dab a little. Okay, so now I got my Wink of Stella on there. I'm going to go ahead and take my Peacock rhinestones, and I'm just going to put those inside here. And wherever you want to put those, you can put one on every I kind of like do every other one. Space them out a little bit. And then I'm going to take a larger one. Since I have a larger one here, I'm going to put the larger one on the flower there. And then another smaller one I'll put on that flower. And then for this one, I just stamped right on the inside. Let me move my inks. That's how I got in trouble before. See, I have these extra pieces here. In case I lost one, and the one I didn't have, of course, I lost. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Positive Thoughts. I'm going to ink that in the Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to go ahead and clean this one off. I'm going to do this in the Crushed Curry. And then, of course, you could put in Wink of Stella on the inside one if you wanted also. Put that there. So this is card number 3. I'll show you the good one since I put my finger on there. Yeah, I just love the white too. And you could add some Wink Stella onto the white leaf there and give it a little bit of glitter. So that is the third card. And now for the fourth card, which was designed by Donna. All right, so let me put this one over here. Here's the card. And again, we're sticking with the Rococo Rose and the Blackberry Bliss. This one is going to take a little bit of playing with because you have to distress it. So you're also getting some techniques here. You know, the embossing the embossing paste, sponging, and now distressing. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to fold your Rococo Rose in half. And then this is your tin tile piece. Okay. And you can use scissors, you can use a bone folder, whichever is easier for you. To distress it, you just break those fibers down. And how much you do depends on how much you want to do. Okay, some people like it distressed a lot, some not so much. You are going to get some fibers all over the place, but that's what you're doing. You're breaking the fibers down in your cardstock to give it that distressed look. This is another technique, an oldie but goodie, that I used to use many, many years ago with Stampin' Up! When I first started. Okay, so I'm going to bring that piece of Rococo Rose in. I'm going to bring this piece in, and you see the edges now, all distressed. So don't forget, if you'd like to do these cards, place a $75 order through me, and you would want to get the stamp set if you don't have it. And I will send you the card kits already made up for you to duplicate these cards. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of our Petal Promenade. I might be wrong, so somebody correct me. And we're going to take this piece, and these are all cut down for you. The sizes are cut for you, okay? And we're going to do the same thing. Now, this is designer series paper. You don't have to distress it quite as much because it's a little thinner. And if you rip it, it's fine because that gives it even a more distressed look. How cool is that? See, this one ripped, and it's perfect. I'll tell you, honestly, sometimes your fingernail on designer series paper will work. Hi, Yvette. So again, remember, this is the free tutorial, and the card kits will be free to anybody starting May 1st that places a $75 order. And here's what I meant. I could take my nail and just take my fingernail and distress that even more. Just like that, once you get it going. However distressed you want it to be, okay? This is going to be off-centered just a tad. So we'll go ahead and layer that down. After I change my snail. Oh, I have another snail here. Let's just grab that. Waste of time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and snail that right down. And I'm just going to make that a little bit sideways here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my strip that's where the saying's going to go. So again, we're using the Blackberry Bliss. We're going to bring in the flowers, which I don't know, did I clean those? Yeah, nope, I didn't. Okay, good. And we're going to use the Rococo Rose. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to ink it and stamp it off twice. Okay. And then just put it right over the sentiment so that you just get a nice little image there. Okay. Now, again, the little silver glitter one and the white one that I used. Here it is again, this die piece. And that's going to go on either side of this. For this one, you can actually use snail. That's what I did. For me, it was quicker. Just snail that down because you're only going to be using the edges. And what you're going to do is you're just going to line that up. You only want part of the edge of it showing, okay? And if it's too long, you can trim it down. But you're just, let me get that piece poked out there. There's one stubborn little piece that won't come out. There it goes. Okay, so we're going to, oh, he really doesn't want to come out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I think I'm going to move that other one. Okay, so we're just lining that up. So you just have the little edge there. This one's a little crooked. I don't want that like that. So I'm just, there we go. Okay, so that is the sentiment that's going to go right here. Okay, just trying to see if I'm back on with yous. I'll give it a few minutes. See if I'm back. Anybody see me? Let me know. Sorry, I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to go check and see if you can see me. Okay, yes, I'm back. Can everybody see me? Okay, let's see. I'm waving to you. Can you see me? I want to finish the card. It's frozen. Froze now. One more. Anybody else see me out there? Win-Ann, you can see me, Win-Ann? Am I moving? Everything back now. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I knew that was going to happen, and I apologize. That's why I said I'd be back. Okay, next step. So here is the card so far. I know you saw this. I didn't touch anything. I stopped. Okay, so we got these two little pieces here, and I am going to finish it up so that we don't get thrown off again. And I'm going to just put some dimensionals back here. I think Facebook is trying to tell me I've been on too long. Okay, so this is going to go right here. All right. And then we have the couple, and see I made extras of these too. And of course, Murphy's Law, the one I didn't make an extra of, I lost. Okay, so we're just going to go here. I'm going to grab a dimensional here. Geraldine, I don't understand you saying moving. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. So we're going to put this right here. And then we got these two little ones. The weird thing is it usually goes yellow when I'm not online anymore, and I can tell, but it didn't. It stayed green. Okay, this one's going to go right here. And on my side, it looks like it's fine, so sometimes it's hard to tell. This one's going to go right here. Whoop. Not really. He stuck to my finger. Oh, my fingers were moving. Okay. There we go. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in some pearls. That's rhinestones. And I'm going to add some more pearls. Take the smaller ones and put those in here. And then the larger one I'll put up here, and maybe another smaller one right there. Okay. And then for the inside, sending positive thoughts. Oh, guess what I did? Look what I did. Did you notice that? I have to switch it around. I was supposed to use friends like you, and positive thoughts was supposed to be inside. Well, guess what? This one's going to be opposite. And again, I'm going to distress this. So now you have two ways of doing it, whichever way you like. I did that on purpose. I did it on purpose just to show you two different ways. You know how I like to do that. So this one is going to be the friends on the inside. I mean, you're going to have the stamp, so you can put whichever way you want it. Okay? And again, just going to stamp that right there because it's already inked up. Oh, thank you. It still looks amazing. Thank you, Trenton. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and put that right in there. So that was card number 4. So, just to recap, I will put everything on the description. This is for May. Any $75 order will get all 4 card kits in the mail. I'm going to actually zoom this in a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. There's the first ones with the different sayings. Okay, this one was designed by Donna. Here's the other one that was designed by Donna. I never attached my... Well, that was silly. There we go. Okay. And these are the card kits you would get. I make you giggle. I make myself giggle. I laugh at myself all the time. And then here are the 2 I designed. And these are the kits that you're going to receive. Okay. If you place an order with me or if you place it with Donna. And then here's the other one. I should do it like that. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed those. So thank you so much for tuning in. Now this again is the just an online tutorial that we gave you, and the card kits are with an order. The May class, Simply Stamping class with me, is the one with the Rare Blessings. So again, thank you for tuning in to Whatever Wednesday. And before we go, I want to show you one other quick thing. It's a sneak peek for Friday. I think you'll enjoy it. And not only will you have this, but I'll have another technique on Friday. So let me flip the camera again. Okay, so remember all these great little things that you can buy the PDF and download all these great sayings. And you notice that some of them are in color. Okay, if you have a color printer. Okay, so here's some of the cards that I've already done with this PDF. And I'll be playing with this and showing you some more on Friday, plus a technique with it, okay? So here's the first, it wasn't the first one I did, but this one I thought was great. This is our story label punch. Look, it looks like a face mask, doesn't it? So I just put some holes in it. So that's one. And of course, this is our designer series paper to me that look like stitches, you know, like in an operating room or something. So that's one of the first cards I did with that new PDF. Here's another one. Whoop. I forgot I zoomed you in. Here's another one. Have another quarantini. Isn't that cute? And then I got rhinestones there for the olives. This one, let's just roll with it with a piece. Yes, this is real tissue, toilet paper. There's a piece of toilet paper there. Okay, so those are a couple that I already did. And then somewhere in this mess is the one I really wanted to show you. And you might actually have to wait till Friday to see. Oh, no, here it is. I saw this online. A lot of people were doing it with a roll of toilet paper, a regular roll of toilet paper, and wrapping a bow around it and putting that saying, I totally share my toilet paper with you. But I did it this way. I totally share my toilet paper with you, and it's an empty roll. So I thought that was cute. Anyway, so the martini was your favorite? Yeah, I could go for a chocolate martini right now. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so again, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you here Friday morning, 7 a.m. Bye, Stampers. Happy stamping!